Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Courtney Ryan, and today I'm talking about some jackets that I think all of you guys need. So since we're approaching jacket season, it's actually already jacket season in Cleveland, I figured I would do a little roundup of some of my favorite jackets for all of you guys, and I'm also going to be giving you guys some alternatives as well because I don't want you guys to all just look like cookie cutter versions of each other, right? And I know just because one guy looks great in one jacket or really likes one jacket doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to work for every single guy out there. So again, going to give you guys some of my favorites and then some alternatives as well, depending on what your personal style might be. So regardless of where you stand there will be something on this list for you. So let's get started. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button to be in the loop for when I release new content. It helps me out, which in return will help all of you out, and I do appreciate it. All right, guys, so first up here, we have a shirt jacket. So these come in a ton of different colors and styles, but really this is going to be an awesome transition piece going from, summer to fall to winter. It's that jacket that you would grab on a day where it's a little bit chilly, but you don't necessarily need a heavy jacket. This is also great to wear with a casual outfit. This jacket would pretty much look good with any casual outfit under the sun, so you really can't go wrong with something like this, especially if you get a more basic color like this charcoal. You really can't go wrong with a color like this, especially because it's gonna go with more things in your wardrobe, which really should be the main focus when you're buying jackets. These are things that are gonna be probably a little bit more expensive, but they're also going to stand the test of time if you invest the money and get something a little bit nicer. Of course, there are plenty of budget options out there for all of you guys too that maybe don't want to splurge, but most of the time a jacket is more expensive than a basic t-shirt or some of the other basics in your closet. So if you're going to spend a little bit of extra money on a jacket, you really want to get something that's going to be versatile. So for all of the options that I mentioned today, be sure to keep that in mind. So like I mentioned, this jacket would pretty much look good with anything under the sun that's more casual. These are built for layering and the perfect thing to throw on in the morning when it's a little bit chilly, but then maybe by later in the afternoon you're sweating. So perfect option for that. And also keep in mind that there are a ton of different fabrics, styles, colors to choose from. So if you're looking at this and you're thinking, Courtney, that's boring, I don't want to wear that, there are plenty of other options out there for you. And I'll put some pictures in here too so you guys can see some other variations of this jacket and understand that when different designers create different pieces, it's obviously going to be different. So not every shirt jacket out there is going to look exactly like this. So there will be something out there for you, most likely. All right, so next I have a bomber and a Harrington jacket. So these are two of my absolute favorites. And the reason why I'm lumping them together in one is because if you look at them, they are very similar in style. So obviously there are some differences. If you're someone who dresses very casual, maybe you have more of a street style look or a little bit more edgy, I would go for the bomber. It's just not going to be able to be dressed up as much as the Harrington jacket. So this was first used by European Air Forces in the 1950s to keep pilots a little bit more warm in the cockpit. As planes are going higher, obviously there are cooler conditions in the cockpit, so they use these bomber jackets to stay warm but also have that functionality. And I know that today these are used more as a style piece and not function, but I think it's still interesting to know the function and the reason behind why a jacket was made. So that's always really interesting to me, but I'm a fashion nerd, so I don't know if it will be of any interest to you, but I just thought I would share that little fun fact. So very similar to the bomber jacket is the Harrington jacket. If you are someone who likes to do the smart casual look, maybe you get dressed up a little bit more, but you don't want to fully commit to a fancy jacket, I think this is a level up above a bomber because it is a little bit more polished. It does look a little bit more stylish. It kind of gives off that preppy look, so if that's you, then I would opt for this one instead of the bomber. Of course, again, like any jacket, there are so many different variations and styles depending on where you buy it, who the designer is, what material it's made out of, what color it is. They're all going to look very different. So just because I'm showing you this one does not mean all Harrington or bomber jackets look like this. So not all Harrington jackets are navy, not all of them have the same hardware. So again, regardless of what your style is, there is going to be a Harrington jacket or a bomber jacket out there for you, but they are very similar, so I wouldn't say you necessarily need both unless you want both, but being able to distinguish which one you feel like would work better with your wardrobe and your personal style I think is great, especially if you're someone who doesn't want to splurge on both. Okay, next up the category is trucker slash denim. So the reason I combined these two is because a lot of times trucker jackets are found in a denim material. Both of these are of course a classic popularized by none other than Levi's. So we all know what a denim jacket is, but I feel like a lot of guys don't necessarily love the way that denim jackets fit. The one I was showing before is a little bit more fitted. I would say it more so resembles a trucker jacket in the way that it fits. There's a lot of denim jackets out there that are like lighter wash or medium wash with rips, and I know that's not all of your guys' styles. So this one here from Taylor Stitch is a great option. It's that dark wash denim. It looks very nice. You could pair this with a nice outfit and still look really great, and not look so street style or dressed down. So that's why I love this one in particular. And a lot of you guys are probably thinking, okay, Courtney, what the heck is the difference between a trucker jacket and a denim jacket? And a trucker jacket specifically is an iconic short fitted silhouette that's easily recognizable due to its button front and double chest pockets. Since they're trim and short, they also visually lengthen your legs, which is a win-win, of course. Denim is the standard for a trucker jacket. That's often the most common material that it's found in, but it can also be found in other materials such as suede, corduroy, nylon. I mean, I could go on and on. There are a ton of variations out there now. So if denim is not your thing, but you still want a casual jacket, you could opt for a different material trucker jacket and still look just as great. My next category here is suede or leather. And again, this is going to be one of those that really reflect your personal style. You could really go for either one if you have the means to do so, but I know a lot of guys out there are hesitant to make the plunge into a leather jacket. Sometimes they seem a little bit too edgy. Sometimes the black leather jacket can be a little bit harsh. So if you feel like a leather jacket is just not you, you could opt for a suede jacket. A lot of times suede jackets have a similar silhouette to a leather jacket. They're just made of a different material that makes it seem a lot less edgy and harsh. So if you're someone, again, who is hesitant to go for the leather jacket because of that, then a suede would be an amazing option for you and still kind of give off that same feel and silhouette. This suede jacket that I have here today is probably my favorite out of all of Teddy's jackets. I think it is absolutely beautiful. The green color is awesome. It's just very well made. I love the little hardware, and it fits really nicely too. So you cannot go wrong with a suede jacket. Again, this is just one variation, but there are a ton of different styles out there. Some look a little bit more moto, some have a little bit more hardware on them, snaps and zippers and closures. So really find something that you feel like works for you and reflects your personal style, but I personally love this one. So something else to keep in mind about leather jackets, if you feel like you really want a leather jacket, but you don't necessarily want black, I think brown is a really great option too, and often just doesn't look as edgy and harsh. Same thing as the suede. So if you still would really like to have a leather jacket, but you don't want to commit to the black, or you feel like it's too edgy and you feel like it's just really not your style, or you wear mostly neutral brown tones, then a brown would be a really great choice. Also, I think sometimes guys will buy leather jackets and put them on and feel like they look really boxy or kind of weird. And I think a lot of leather jackets, I mean, obviously depending on where you get it, need to be broken in a little bit. So it's kind of like a pair of leather boots. At first, they just look a little bit too perfect, and they almost look better the more that you wear them. So a leather jacket definitely falls under that category, and you're not going to really experience that with suede at all. It actually looks perfect, and that's the way that it's supposed to look straight off of the rack. So another thing to keep in mind. Number 5 is the wax jacket, and I am absolutely loving this look this fall. This is one of those jackets that has become extremely popular this year. It's trendy, but also I can definitely get behind this one, and it has my approval. So I don't always love trendy things, but this one has 2 thumbs up from me. And I'm so mad. I had the perfect wax jacket to show you, but Teddy actually had to send it back to the company to get a smaller size because it was too big, and we haven't heard back, and I was waiting to film this video, but I'm like, you know what, I just have to get it out. So I'm going to put some pictures in of the one that he has specifically. It is the perfect wax jacket. The color is perfect. The wear on it looks great. It's just really an awesome option. These are weather resistant, rugged, and totally handsome, perfect to grab on a day where the weather sucks. And since we're talking about weather resistant, if the wax jacket is maybe a little bit too rugged for you, maybe it's a little bit too casual and you're someone who dresses up, maybe you dress very business casual or you wear suits, I would opt for a trench coat instead. You're still going to get that kind of weather resistant factor, but it's going to look a little bit more polished than a wax jacket. But if you're a little bit more casual than even a wax jacket and you still want that weather resistance, you could go for a technical jacket. Maybe if you're someone who wears a lot of athleisure, you dress down a lot, maybe you like to wear joggers and sneakers and things like that, a more technical jacket would be an awesome option for you as well. And last on my list, I have the overcoat / top coat, a true classic, and no list would be complete without one. This is going to be the jacket you grab on those days where it's a little bit more chilly, but you also still want to look put together and polished. So again, just like some of the other ones on this list, you're probably wondering what is the difference between an overcoat and a top coat. So an overcoat is characterized by its knee-length silhouette that was designed for use on top of indoor clothing. It's the perfect option for winter since it's made from a heavy, dense fabric and will do a great job keeping you warm. On the flip side to that, a top coat is a lighter weight and usually a tad shorter, often ending at or right above the knee. Okay, so this top coat I have with me here today is a really great color to choose. This is a jacket specifically that I would really recommend choosing a versatile color. This color is great. I think black, navy, a charcoal, any of those more versatile basic colors would be great choices as well. I'm pretty sure Teddy honestly has one in every single color. So if you're choosing between an overcoat and top coat, maybe you only want to get one, I would recommend making sure that you choose one that's going to work the best in the weather conditions of where you live. So if you live somewhere like Cleveland that gets very cold, I would go for an overcoat just because the fabric is a little bit more dense and it's going to keep you warmer than a top coat would. So keep that in mind. But both of them look incredible, and I think every single guy out there that ever dresses up or wants to look nice while still keeping warm needs an overcoat or a top coat. All right, guys, that is all I have for jackets that every guy needs. I hope you all liked this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to be in the loop for when I release new content. If you haven't already, be sure to follow me on Instagram at Courtney Christine Ryan. I love connecting with all of you guys on there as well. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite jacket style is and some of your favorite brands to buy these jackets from. I think that would really be helpful for a lot of guys out there. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.